Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is Reaper556 again with another video. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Every little bit helps. It's much appreciated. So today's video is a video that's been requested by a friend of mine that it took me a while. Sorry I'm getting around to it, but it just dawned on me, so I'm going to actually do this video. So today's video is going to actually be about how to handle your pistol. So I'm going to go actually over 4 different topics: drawing from your pistol, how to reload your pistol, how to aim and cover, how to also pull the trigger, because that all 4 of these factors matter when it comes to a self-defense situation. And I thought and felt the need to actually get this video out. There's similar videos out on YouTube, but what my friend actually went over with me against, he brought up a valid point. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright YouTube, the first segment of this video, as I talked about, was me showing you the technique of you drawing from your holster. So first things first that I will show you, I will be using this Canon TP9, which is an everyday carry for me, that I'll be using to demonstrate in this video. So first things first, you'll notice that I do have a mag in it, but it's not loaded with actual ammunition. What it's loaded with, which is called snap caps. It's what you use for dry firing practice. So I always preach safety. There's not a round chamber in the weapon, and this is not live ammunition. So with that going forward, what normal people do that I see a lot of times, and a friend actually brought this up to me, is that they do this. It's typical what you see, right, with law enforcement, anything of that nature. That's how they're trained. But the way that I was taught and actually told was by a friend of mine who actually does these holsters that I use for my everyday carry. Shout out to 7 Reasons Codex for the awesome holster. I will be putting his social media so you can get a contact them. Guy does inside, outside, and paddles for a reasonable price. So the way that I was taught is, I'm going to slowly demonstrate it for you. So what you do is, you would lift your shirt up, look down, draw your holster, or draw your weapon, bring the weapon to your body, and point out. That's exactly what you do. So, again, left shirt up, look down, briefly look down, grab your weapon, bring it to your body, point out. Now, you're asking, Reaper, why do you do that? The reason being is because, okay, you want to have easy access when you lift your shirt up to your weapon. You don't want anything restricting or taking up any time that will cause you from being able to get to your weapon. You briefly look down, meaning that you want to know exactly where your weapon is while you're getting ready to draw. And what you're doing is, a brief look is you're checking to make sure that everything is basically ready to go, ready to fire. The safety's not on, the striker firing, ready to shoot pin is giving you that indicator. Then you pull, bring the weapon to your body. Point, bring back. Point, bring back. I was told that if you practice that, you'll notice a little bit more of a draw speed as far as you getting to your weapon and being able to point your weapon and bring back to your body. That's more of a quicker motion. Alright, second segment of this video I talked about, which will be reloading, how to reload your firearm. So what you want to do in a situation is, the moment you're dry, right? You're dry, you have to reload. Always be aware of what you're carrying. So, I know I have a spare mag. So when I know I have to reload, turn my weapon to the side, eject the magazine, take the mag my spare mag, put it into the holster like this. Always use your large muscle group whenever you have to pull back the slide to eject the cartridge into the feed ramp. Always do that. Some folks actually like to use the slide release, which is cool, but I'm not a fan of it. And the reason being is because your finger, you never know when you're in flight or fight mode, your finger might slip. I'd rather trust a larger muscle group to reload this weapon, and then I'm back into the fight. So we're gonna do that again. After you draw your weapon, like that, like so, reload. Always have your finger on the front of the mag so you know exactly. That makes it so you can feel it, feel the bottom of the mag well, push in, then like so. You're back in the fight. All right, YouTube, here's the third segment of this video. Now, I talked about trigger pull. Now, trigger pull is very, very critical. The reason why I say that is because that determines whether or not if whatever you're aiming at is going to go dead center, or whether or not it's going to go left or right. And that is very crucial because you can either make your target or miss it. So I'm going to actually be putting up 2 pictures, which are some diagrams of how your trigger pull actually affects you hitting your target. So feel free, I will be quiet for a moment, and you can actually pause both the pictures and feel free to look over the diagram so you can actually get a look and feel of the whole situation. All right, so now that you've actually looked that over, what I mean by that is you could either do it just like that, but you want to get dead in the center, or you could do like that and it'll, y'all, so I'm going to practice that. That's the reason of having snap caps. If you're dry firing your weapon without a snap cap, I suggest you stop if you don't know any better, because that's how you damage a firing pin. A striker fired weapon won't cost you as much, but if it's a hammer fire, it'll really cost you, because you not only will you damage the firing pin, you'll also damage the hammer that way. So snap caps are a good way to dry fire your weapon without damaging your firing pin. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Just like that, pull, close. See where my finger is actually in the middle. Pull the trigger. Practice that. Practice trigger pull techniques. Make it repetition so it's second nature. Now, I was looking at another suggestion that will actually help you make your mark, is that they actually have snap caps that actually have lasers on it. It's an actual snap cap that has a laser on the inside of it, and there's a target that you could use to shoot at that'll actually show you where you're hitting, and that'll further progress your marksmanship. All right, YouTube, down to the final segment of the video: how to aim your weapon and how to fire it from cover. All right, so let's get into it. Like so. What I'm going to do is show you. So I'm going to look down, briefly, pull my weapon, bring it to my body, point out, and I'm going to tilt. Now you're saying, Reaper, that looks all too familiar. Doesn't John Wick do that? You're right. But where he got that from is from an individual by the name of Taran. For Taran Tactical. That guy does a lot of the videos and choreography for a lot of people who do action movies, but he's more big on self-defense and how to defend yourself. If you don't know who that guy is, look him up. Now, you're asking, why do they do this? They do this because, like so, shirt up, look down, weapon, body, out, this. Your vision is not being obstructed by your weapon. That way you can still keep your eye on the target and your surroundings around you, because you always got to be aware of any unknown combatants that you might not know about. Now, also, you want to use the front end of your sight versus the rear. Reason being, you can still aim with this and still be able to look at what's around you and still keep your eye on the target. That's why they do that. Now, I do it the left way because I'm left-handed. You might prefer doing it a different direction because you're right-handed, whatever suits you best. So, also, how you would aim in cover. I'm going to demonstrate that like so. So, look, got my weapon. This is my cover. My bad guy is right here. So what I want to do is like so, lean, and point my weapon out. So what that is, I'm not really exposing my body. So my weapon's the first thing that my combatant will see. And then I'll lean like so, not exposing myself. And if I see him, pow. And you're saying, okay, Reaper, why do they do that? Well, the reason why they do that is if you're a soldier and you've been doing many tours like so, anyone would know that the most time that you are exposed is when you're firing from cover, and you want to expose less of your body and expose more of your weapon, so you'll be able to have a chance of defending yourself wherever your threat is firing upon you at. So you want to expose less of yourself, but put yourself more in a better situation to be able to defend yourself, so to speak. Most combatants don't know this, but if it's muscle memory, you teach yourself, the chances of you surviving this firefight will increase dramatically. So, in conclusion, with all 4 of these techniques, I suggest you draw your weapon, reload your weapon, at least those 2 segments, and do this, actually all of them to be exact, within your home. And you can find snap caps, you can find laser finders and targets that will help you do this all in home. And at least the drawing and reload techniques, I do this at least about 10 to 20 times a day. Because what you're doing is you're practicing muscle memory. So once you practice muscle memory, you don't think about it in a situation, you already know what to do. It comes second nature, and that will help you in any situation. Granted, no one wants to be in a firefight, but things like that happen. So it's best to know these things to have an edge over whoever is trying to threaten your life. So without further ado, this is Reaper 556. This concludes this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Everything that you do towards this channel is greatly appreciated, and I'll see you on the flip side.